see everyone. It's great to have basketball season upon us, and appreciate y'all coming out early to hear me, and obviously want to hear Coach after this. So, but no, we're super excited. We're on I think it's day 9 now of practice, official practice, and really as we're a very young team, as you guys know, just trying to take things really literally step by step, possession by possession, and instill our culture, our principles, fundamentals of what we want and what has been, really drives this program to success. So I love this team, I love this group. They're working extremely hard. They're really together. We're just inexperienced, so trying to gain some experience or some adversity that I have to create in practice. And then obviously we'll have a scrimmage in 3 weeks to test ourselves against a really good team on the road. So like where we're at, but obviously a long ways to go. So I'll open it up for questions.
What's this been like for you with a new team and experiencing when you've had such experience the last couple of years?
You know, it was like different than year one, but similar in terms of the teaching and how much you have to go through every little step, every little principle, and then harp on it over and over and over again for it to click. But also it's nice because we do have some returners and some good leaders that really stepped up and really showed them what it is to do things at the the standards and the expectations that we have here, and what it means to do things one way. So it's been fun. It's been fun as a coach and our staff to really have to go back to a lot of the basics. And these kids, you forget what 18, 19-year-olds, they just hang on every word that you say, and they want to be great. Again, they're working their butts off. It just takes time. It's a process.
So do you guys view this like a rebuild or just reloading?
Yeah, definitely not a rebuild. I don't think you ever want to look at it like that. Like, we have talented players. It's probably our deepest roster we've had in terms of depth, in terms of height. I love the pieces we have. It's just some of them haven't played college basketball, so it's just another journey, and every year is different. Every single year is a different journey with different people, but definitely not a rebuild.
Are those things you've been instilling, is there something that stands out that they picked up much more quickly than maybe you expected? And what's maybe the hardest thing or the slowest thing they pick up?
I think overall, just like what the demands, expectations, how we want to do things, they've picked that up. They understand that. They understand, the communication, the energy. There's not many times I've had to get on them about playing hard, or they just need the experience of reps. They need to get reps together. They need to be in a tough situation in practice, at this level. So I think those moments, and some of those are going to take some experience in games to get, and then some of those are going to I'm going to have to manufacture them in practice. But in terms of like the culture and the big picture stuff, they get that. They know it. They believe it. You can tell they're all bought in. It's just the game as freshmen it's moving fast, and sometimes you literally can see their heads spinning a little bit. So hopefully it'll slow down over time.
Coach, I know you recruited Aaliyah hard out of high school. What's it like to have Aaliyah on the team now, and what will she bring to the team?
Yeah, we loved her and her game out of high school. So obviously we had to wait a little bit to get her here. But she brings someone that has played college basketball. Granted, it's still, I think she's like a freshman because she's new to our program and she didn't play a ton of point guard at Iowa. So as she's getting back into that flow of obviously new system, totally new everything, and then also how to lead a team. And so that's a process in itself. Having two essentially freshmen, a freshman and a sophomore transfer point guard, that's not easy. It's not easy by any means because there's so much demand in the point guard position. They're probably so sick of me already because I'm constantly on them. But again, Destiny and Aaliyah, in terms of their will and their work ethic and what they're putting in off the floor, how much they're in watching film, it's been unbelievable. So that when you do those things, you're going to continue to progress.
Where's the team out from a health standpoint? Everybody good to go?
Yeah, we're getting there. Throughout the summer, we were getting back healthy. Unfortunately, the last couple days we've had a couple weird, just like a sprained ankle or a shoulder pop out, but nothing, knock on wood, that's, season ending or it's coming from last year, like an ankle sprain, you're almost like, oh, thank you, your mindset changes, we can come back from that. But in terms of our guys that sat out last year, everyone is on trending upward and getting back. Everyone's full go. We're just trying to limit some people to try to continue to get them up to speed.
Coach, this team is a lot taller than what you had last year. Will that change your philosophy on how you do things because of their size and youth?
We're not going to change what we do. Even defensively, we're not changing what we do. It's just going to be some built-in rim protection, which we haven't had. KB was so solid and obviously, gave us so much, but she wasn't really a rim protector. So our guards, when we made mistakes, we had to rely on taking charges or being there just to show up. We weren't really altering shots at the rim. Now with, a Letty at 6'7", Haven 6'6", and then multiple 6'3s, 6'4", long. Hopefully we can have some rim protectors and some shot blockers. And even in practice so far, Letty's altering shots. Like you see her 6'7" plus a long wingspan. She's altering shots. She's changing people's mindset when they get into the paint. So it'll give our guards, I don't want to say a little bit, some of those bigger guys can value out of some mistakes where we really couldn't. Our margin for our last year defensively in mistakes was very thin because of our size. And then offensively, we pounded the ball in at times to KB at 6'1", and we'll do the same with our bigs. The only difference is we're not going to have one big play 40 minutes. No one right now none of these guys is going to be able to play 40 minutes. Not many people could do that. And KB was a rare breed to do that, but we're going to actually be able to have, again, knock on wood, we stay healthy, we can sub some bigs, and hopefully they play really hard, for 3, 4, 5 minute stretches.
What does Maddie Utter bring from Villanova? What does she bring to this program?
Maddie's been great since she's been here. She is one of our more experienced players, obviously new to our system, but coming and playing a lot at Villanova and in the Big East. She has a lot of experience, so that is a great thing. She can score at all 3 levels, which I love. She can shoot the 3. She's really good in the mid-range, which fits our system really well. And then the thing that I think is best is that she can defend, and she's long, and she has a motor like no other. I mean, she just goes and goes and goes. She never really gets tired, and that's something that all coaches love because she can play. Her endurance is really good.
Who do you feel like has stepped into the leadership roles this year?
Who has stepped in?
Who stepped into the leadership roles this year?
Yeah, I think we've challenged all of our returners obviously to step up and with Barry and Gretchen, Haven really I think having to take on that a lot. Barry and Gretchen with being obviously Gretchen didn't play all season last year, but Barry having a ton of time on the court. I think those 2 guys are super important in terms of leading this team and knowing that, hey, this is their team now, right? It's not Jen, KB, Dal, Bryn, Kyra. Now it's yours, and you gotta take ownership in every single thing that you do and what we do. And I'm really proud of how they've stepped up and have been more vocal. They understand what they need to do. They understand, that now those voices that used to always talk in the huddles are now gone. And I think they've really, are they where we want to be right now? No, but they know, and they're very intentional of working on their leadership. We have a leadership group that consists of 7 of them, and actually 1 freshman wanted to be in it. You have to apply to it. We don't make you be in it. That's what we do instead of having captains. We have a leadership group, and we were meeting weekly, and now it'll be a little bit every 2 or 3 weeks. With Dr. Cook, our sports psychologist, so we're continuing trying to mentor and build on their leadership skills.
Coach, what stood out to you about Desmond Jackson so far, just as a freshman?
Yeah, she's just, she has so much talent. She's just blessed with so many things. It's like she'll do some things and you're like, oh wow, but then she's still a freshman, so she's been so coachable. She's, again, in here nonstop, working on her game, watching film. She's ultra athletic and explosive. She can jump out of the gym for being, she has the best jump height on our team. When she figures out defensively, I think she's going to be an elite defender. She's shown strides the last couple of days of just getting her chest over the ball, being able to take charges, being able to blow a whole play by her quickness and athleticism. But it's still, she, again, as a freshman, she's learning our system while still learning how to guide and run a team. And that's a lot. So I'm being patient with her. She has to give herself some grace. And she's being patient with herself. I think she's just handled it maturely. And just every day you can literally, like you can see her getting better and better and better, more confident in each thing that she does. But she has a really bright future, and I cannot wait to see how her career unfolds.
When you look at some of the freshmen bigs, you know, maybe CC, we see them for a couple months sorting out positionally within what you guys do.
Yeah, it's actually been the hardest thing so far for me is with our bigs, and just, you know, because Letty was kind of limited coming back, you know, and then she's full back, and then Manu wasn't here this summer. CC wasn't here this summer. They were playing with their national teams. Irene wasn't here this summer, so we had some like missing pieces in terms of the summer to see. So now we're only in week 6 of seeing everyone, and I've never had this many bigs. So it's a good thing. Again, I hope it remains that way, but just trying to find the time in practice. That's why I was so anxious to get to 20 hours to get live reps of different people together. Like CC, Manu, Irene, even they can play 4 or 5. They can, and then CC can pick and pop, and she's kind of guard-like. You know, Barry can flex, and Barry's playing at a high level right now. So we have so many different options. I got to figure out what's best for us offensively, what's best for us defensively. When are those lineups the best, and what situations? And then a lot of it is going to be really driven by who we're playing. And can we play, you know, a 6'6" and a 6'7" if we're playing maybe someone that's playing essentially 4 guards and maybe 4.5 guards, right? So some of that will dictate too, but I really like that we're going to have flexibility, we're going to have some options.
When you talk about 2 inexperienced point guards and relatively within your system, what do you, Calamity, do to help get them up to speed? What's the day look like for them to try to understand what it is?
Yeah, you know, Calamity's done an unbelievable job of you know, really spending a ton of time in the film room with them, because she's obviously the position coach of point guard, so she's been in, you know, obviously on the court with them and also in the film room with them, and they are hungry. I mean, they are constantly, you know, beating her door down to get in to watch film, which number one, that's an unbelievable thing. We're not having to, come on, get up to film. They want it. I mean, they're in here all the time wanting film, so she's done a great job with them and on the court, in the film room. And then this is the most, you know, since even, I mean, I always watch film with them, but this is not to the degree I've tried to get in. I've just been trying to meet with those 2 a lot more, whether it's film or just talking, because they need it. You know, they need to understand where I'm coming from. I need to understand where they're coming from. I want them to see certain things that I'm seeing on film. So I've done that as well. So I think there's a fine line. I've been really, really hard on them because I have high expectations for them. But you also got to have patience, and you got to love them up, because I believe in them with everything. You know, they're gonna be the ones running this team, and I'm gonna also have to be patient. I'm gonna have to live with some mistakes. It's just it's gonna be hard, but I have to. I mean, they are young and they don't know what they don't know yet.
What have you seen from Barry and Gretchen, the 2 returners, you know, being bigger parts of the team during the summer?
Barry had an unbelievable summer. Gretchen was still kind of coming back, so she wasn't full go. But I think Barry, this is the best I've seen her. I think she's in the best condition she's ever been in our time here. You know, she's moving well, she's defending better, her handle's tighter. You know, she's confident, she's scoring off the bounce, and her utilizing her strength really well around the rim. Just being very efficient. So everything with her game has gotten better. Obviously, the defensive pieces is something, you know, we've focused on, she's been focused on. And then just, yeah, her 3-level scoring is taking another step up. So, you know, it's going to be different, though. She's going to be the one people are encouraged, you know, obviously top of the scout, and they're going to be looking to shut them down. But the thing about both of them is they can score in a variety of ways, and they're all both of them are extremely strong and have really figured out how to utilize their strength and finishing and getting to the rim.
What excites you the most about this group?
Excuse me.
What excites you the most about the group?
Just the really the unknown, you know, like the last year, like you kind of knew, you know, and it was great to know that because as a coach, you sleep a little bit better at night knowing you had how many fifth years and people that you knew. But this group, like they're so talented, and I just think the sky's the limit. But we haven't, you know, you see glimpses of them in practice, you see glimpses, and you're like, oh man, and then there's some possessions you're like, oh man. Because you know, like so it's just that up and down right now, but just like knowing what we could be capable of, our depth. I think if we can stay healthy, that's exciting because we haven't had it since we've been here, and just the versatility of the team. So many people with length and that can do multiple things. And like, you know, if you want to say positions, because we want to try to play positionless, but they can play multiple spots.
Aaliyah came back remarkably quick from her ACL to play, but does she feel more confident now the explosion in her game's back after quite a bit of time?
Yeah, I mean, she obviously had that, you know, the year before at Iowa, and then we cleaned up some stuff when she was here this summer, and I think that was the best thing because now she's really, knock on wood again, has not had too many problems with it and no swelling. She's been feeling really good. She's so strong right now, and she's shooting the ball at a high level. She's starting to really understand, you know, what it takes to lead this team and understand, you know, our offense, our defensive principles. And again, she just wants it. You know, she wants it so badly. So those type of kids are, you know, they're gonna be successful. How she attacks everything.
Since Cece was here last year, I mean, what advantages of having a freshman come in that didn't play? Who, you know, what would she bring to the table this year since she was on the team last year?
I think it absolutely huge. I mean, a huge advantage. Almost sometimes I forget she's a freshman because of that, because she was here. For her to be able to see, you know, she was here the whole Big Ten season. So being able to see the ups, the downs. I mean, she came here when we were at probably our lowest point. The Minnesota game, I think, might have been her first game. And to see what that locker room was like, to see how our players responded, to see us then go on to win 8 or whatever it was, you know, to see the leadership, to understand systems, to be able to practice every day against us. I just think it was absolutely huge for her and for her and E to be here that semester. Now she wasn't here this summer because of Canada basketball, but you know she's obviously ahead of the game now. So you know she just is still every day continuing to get better and better. Her versatility is something that's really exciting and fun, and that, like you asked, I'm so excited to see how it continues to grow. Her length, what she can do with the ball from the perimeter and inside. So I think it was huge for her to be here. I think she's way ahead of the game because of it.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you guys.
Shauna.